Well, it's getting to that time of the year, and we have some Mardi Gras details to share. And is an annual pass worth the investment? This is episode 438 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Laissez les bon temps rouler. Hello everybody! Welcome to the show. It's not just me, as usual. With me I have Lee.
Hello everyone, sorry Christina, yes I know you got 22 on the quiz, which was more than Michelle got and I did shame her on the last show, so sorry Michelle and sorry Christina.
No, well, he still didn't beat me.
That was not important to say, okay? Come on.
And we have Michelle.
Hi.
And we also have Chris. Hello Chris.
There is no Chris here.
Only Zool.
Only Zool.
There you go. You know when you connect with people, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Fantastic.
Good. Okay, let's kick things off with a little things with Seth.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky, author of The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando, and I am back with a look at all the little things that are new at the Universal Orlando Resort for January of 2021. Right now, as I'm recording, we're right in the middle of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend, which means that there are still heavy crowds at Universal Orlando. However, park hours on non-holiday weekdays have returned to early closures at 5 and 6 p.m., which means that Universal Orlando Premier Annual Pass holders can use their free Universal Express benefit starting at 2 p.m. again instead of 4 p.m. on those early closure days. Speaking of closures, we're seeing a lot of attraction closures for refurbs right now. Jurassic Park River Adventure is currently closed for its annual refurbishment. Those robotic dinosaurs will be on vacation through January 29th. And then from February 1st through February 19th, it's Popeye and Bluto Bilge-Rat Barge's turn to have its annual downtime. Finally, Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls will be closed February 22nd through March 19th of this year. The Hogwarts Express will be closed for a one-day refurbishment on January 21st. And Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios Florida returned from refurbishment today. Reports are that it received some upgrades in the form of clearer video projections and some other enhanced effects. Of course, not everything is closing. In fact, Big Fire Steak Restaurant in City Walk and several other City Walk restaurants are now opening 7 days a week instead of closing midweek as they previously were. And speaking of steak, the Green Eggs and Ham Cafe in Islands of Adventure has made a small update to its menu and is now serving Philly cheesesteak tater tots smothered in brisket, onions and peppers, and cheese sauce. Last but not least, I have noticed some recent changes to operations in the park that are modifying some of their social distancing precautions in order to get more guests through the attractions each hour. The Born Stuntacular show is no longer leaving every other row empty, but is now seating people in every single row, but staggering their seats with gaps of 3 or 4 empty seats between each party. Fast and Furious is still somehow open past the holiday peak season, and in fact is still drawing long wait times, despite the fact that they have added additional plexiglass at the boarding stations so that they can fill every row. Plexiglass has also been added to the boarding stations at Gringotts, which seems to be helping the line there move quicker than ever. Okay, that will be all for this edition of All the Little Things, but I want you to know that the new 2021 edition of the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando is now available online and in bookstores.
Shameless
I'm
plug.
Seth Kabursky. You can find me at the UG Series on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll be back again soon with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
Cool.
So those brisket Philly steak tots,
Yes.
they look horrible.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
They weren't visually that appealing, but I'm sure it tastes good.
As long as it tastes good.
I've heard good things about them, but they look horrible.
Nothing a little Photoshop can't fix.
Oh, yeah. It's just weird that you look at a lot of foods this time and it's all about being photogenic for Instagram and stuff, and they really aren't.
I think it looks
Slather
good.
some beef and cheese.
I don't see how we can make it any more photogenic than it is.
Probably not. I've never
You
had
know.
Philly steaks. I don't even know. I don't even think I've had brisket either, so I don't really know what it is.
I almost fell off my chair. What?
Right?
I'm British,
What?
remember?
We don't eat
So
a lot
good.
of beef anyway.
Hey, next time you come down, we're going to a barbecue pit.
Okay. I don't know whether you get Tracy there, like, but
Well, you will, but
she'll be eating the salad.
oh no, I'm not vegetarian. I'm just picky over meat. I'm all right.
Brisket's a pretty good meat, though.
Isn't it
Oh,
slow
yeah.
cooked or slower cooked?
Very slow cooked meat.
So it's very tender.
It's interesting
Super.
'cause I think we said when Green Eggs and Ham opened and they had those s'mores tots, whatever they called them, that they didn't look particularly appealing, and I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did.
Well, as somebody who's not a chocolate sauce lover anyway, I wasn't particularly enamoured with the idea, but
Have
Did they
either
take them off the menu?
Yes.
this is
They
replaced.
replaced
Yeah.
them with that.
Okay.
Did either of you two try them? Because we didn't.
I haven't tried
No.
any of the smothered tots options.
What?
Oh, buffalo chicken.
I'm not
Oh.
I'm not a big tot person, really. It's just I don't know.
I think I've made a mistake.
Audrey likes them, and I've tried like a bite of hers, but they're I don't know. It's not my thing.
That's okay.
Is it?
It's not okay.
No,
but
it's not. I
okay.
agree
I'm
with
being
Chris.
nice.
It's kind of hurt. It's almost as bad as Lee not having brisket, but okay.
Yeah, but that's something I can put right. She just said she didn't like him. This is two things now, Michelle. You don't like tots and you don't like sandwiches. It's like, what?
No, sandwiches is just weird. That's just plain weird.
I never said I don't like them. It's just not my preference. Like I don't look at a menu at a restaurant and typically buy something from the sandwich section.
Even
just
Chris is
don't.
disappointed.
Well, no, I wouldn't go to a restaurant and buy a sandwich.
I heard the disappointed exhalation that came from Chris there.
I love sandwiches.
Me too.
Oh,
Do
I
you
mean-
like burgers?
Anything.
Yeah, I'll eat burgers, but
Burgers a sandwich.
Are we going to have this conversation again? are we?
Again.
Hot
I'm not
dog can be
disagreeing
one
with
too,
that.
but
Yes.
To be fair, I'm British, I'm Northern. I will slap anything between two slices of bread. Shut up.
This is the same
And-
conversation we had before, and I know where it went last time. Anyway,
You can't beat a pie in a sandwich.
so going on to the Mummy reopening, I know a certain vlogger that was adamant it was being closed to be rethemed to something else. I guess not.
What?
What? The Mummy?
what was it being rethemed to
Well,
in
he-
that person's opinion?
He didn't say, but he said it was
Oh.
closing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
so clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it said that some of the screen has been updated, the only screen that I can think of is like the part where you're backing up. Is that it?
No, there's two, is there? There's the one in the treasure room, and then the one at the top of the launch, the first launch.
Top of the launch.
The top of the
Are you
launch.
talking about like when you're rotating and like
The first launch. So
Are you
you
forgetting-
go
are you
into the
forgetting
treasure room, and you
Brendan
go,
Fraser as well.
yeah, but they won't anyway. That,
Well, that's just a,
That's a screen.
but it's still a screen. And then probably the first bit, once you go past the sarcophagus, that's all screens as you round the corner as well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
oh yeah.
because it
I
was
just
looking
can't imagine that would have been
ropey.
like a worthy upgrade because all it is like dots of color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
hope they left ET on the main screen.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I want to know, did they take the curse out when they refurbed it?
Refurbing Jurassic Park River Adventure again.
They do it every year.
I know.
The water rights
I
go
know,
down
but
this time
it's
every
kind
year.
of. Do the
That's the
dinosaurs ever
annual
actually
changing of the water.
get any better?
Right.
Mm.
At what point are they going to actually like fix the animatronics?
Well, they
That's
won't.
what- that's
will
what I'm
they?
just asking.
They'll just reskin them at this point, or kind of stitch up the tears and stuff. But I think we're getting the Jurassic World overlay at some point, so they
Oh,
won't
it
want to do
makes
too
sense.
much on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But they'll still want to
Mm.
keep it looking as fresh as they can without spending a fortune on it.
And from the
That's true.
yeah, I mean, from the sounds of things, they're expecting operations to get back to pretty much normal soon.
It
with the
certainly
restaurants
seems that
open
way,
7
doesn't
days a
it?
week,
Yeah.
and seating arrangements being changed. my opinion, I think it's foolish, but this is commerce.
No, but what he was saying about Bonn makes sense because they're still keeping that distance between groups.
Right.
Yeah, but numbers are rising, not reducing.
But everyone's got masks. Not in the parks, they're not. Everyone's got a mask on, so as long as everything's getting sanitized between, there's no issue.
I know. But it's just this, for me, it's people seem to find it difficult to switch between how they should behave in different situations. So how they behave in a theme park and getting closer to each other than they should be really, just because they're masked and things are sanitized. People carry that on out. I'm sorry, I've just had a week of idiots. And
just a week?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm probably overly cautious, but
I mean, just to play devil's
better.
advocate, I'm with you, Tracy. I will say at least the parks
Yeah.
have a lot of employees that are around there making sure that you're wearing your mask even properly, right? You can't even have your nose hanging out. Like they will
I mean,
literally yell at you, which is good. Like it's good to have that because you're right. Like people suck, right? They're not going to wear it the way they should be. And there's Universal, I think, is doing a really good job at making sure that everybody is kind of following those guidelines. Now, you can still run into that issue where people aren't following the spacing, guidelines, which if you remember when we were there, Alexa had a problem with somebody, with the situation. But because Universal is really adamant about making sure that these guidelines are followed, it's a very easy fix. If you just let an employee know, they will gladly jump in there and make sure that that's getting enforced in there. So, when I go there, I feel safer than some other places I go to.
I must admit, I've not seen anything negative about the way the parks are handling it.
And the thing is, as I said to you, Tracy, as well, is like there's obviously been no cases linked to the theme parks because you would hear it everywhere.
I know, but it just
like the news stations are waiting for that.
Yes,
it just worries me that at some point some line is going to be crossed. And it is like waiting for the other shoe to fall. That's what it is, and things are crap enough as it is without us waiting to hear something negative about our favourite place in the world.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? If the does hit the fan and something does happen and a case is, then that's that park shut down.
Absolutely. And all the others will have to follow suit.
Yeah.
Because it'll set a precedent in these unprecedented times, which I'm sick
I don't
of
know
hearing.
if that would happen,
You
to
think?
be honest with you.
Ooh,
They're in Florida. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
You should see a lot of other things here. And not even Orlando. I'm talking about like down here in South Florida. I was up in Jacksonville not that long ago, and that was a literal playground of COVID. So it's pretty terrifying. And
Florida is open for business. That's one of the only places that we can, as travel agents with clients, it's one of the only places we can really book right now. Especially with the new guidelines about traveling internationally and having to get tested before coming back into the country. And Florida is just open for business and without fear, other than COVID. So if you're a person who's not afraid to travel right now, that's where to go, because not only is it open, the governor there's, really he's got his arms extended openly to everybody.
Huge.
Like, please come.
Very wide.
We got shots down here for all you guys.
And I'm not saying I agree with all that. I'm just saying that's the situation.
Yeah. Oh,
It's just how it is.
And it's our governor is very like, if he could open more, he would.
Wow.
It's up to the mayors, like county mayors and stuff like that, to kind of enforce, or city mayors to enforce their own guidelines. Like I know down here in South Florida, one of the things last year that was huge for us in reference to like spiking our numbers up was spring break. Right?
Yes.
We didn't close down for spring break. Our lovely governor wanted to grab all the money for spring break and then shut down right after, even though they were told to do it before. Won't get into that. But from what I'm hearing, a lot of places here are shutting down spring break from now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're stopping a lot of travel. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know if they're like closing things off in reference to like specific weeks and stuff like that. Because, I mean, as you know, South Florida is a hot spot for spring break.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to avoid it getting much hotter.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
And it all boils down to personal comfort. You know, if you're not comfortable traveling, or if you're not comfortable being out and amongst crowds, then don't go. You know, nobody's forcing you, but it's there. It's open if you are. So,
which we just hope we can't go if we want.
Do you know what? I'm happy that we can't travel because it means I don't have to sit and agonize over this. It's out of my hands.
We wouldn't be going
That's
anyway.
Good. Why?
Now, if October comes round, then we'll have that conversation. But right now, it's irrelevant because we're not going anyway.
Well, no, but there's other places. If we could travel, there's other places I would be going. Or wouldn't be, is what I'm saying. So I'm glad, in a way, it's easier because it's out of our hands.
So you don't have to decide that, is what you're saying, right?
We can travel.
No, we
can't.
can't
At all now. Can't even go to work, apparently.
You bloody can.
And listen, I'll say it a million times over, and Chris will probably agree, though Universal feels, for the whole past year, Universal has felt like the safest place amongst this pandemic that I've been.
Yeah, keep hearing that.
Seriously. I know it's been said more and more and more, but it's true. Like, Universal is doing so much to be able to stay open and to be able to keep everybody safe that it's so different. Anywhere else I go locally, it's not like that. I can go into any store here locally and there's going to be nobody enforcing anything. You know?
Yeah,
so,
we have that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think from a business perspective, these guys have been killing it in reference to like enforcing things. So like, as like an example, you know, during the wintertime, you know, me and Alexa, we took a little road trip. We didn't want to fly anywhere. We just wanted to get away and just be out like in the mountains. So we went up, and one of the spots that we stopped at was Georgia, in Atlanta. And she had never been to the Georgia aquarium. So we went over there, did that. And they're like, oh, we have social distancing. We have spacers, dividers, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can have all that stuff, but if you don't enforce it, it does nothing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
there were plenty of attractions or exhibits that they had there that we just straight up skipped. You know, we would walk into this area, and when you get to like one of the main areas where you can see, you know, a bunch of animals, it was just like a giant crowd there, like almost like a mosh pit happening. And we would just look at it from afar and be like, that's cool. All right, next exhibit, let's go. And we just, you know, we had to do our own thing. It sucked because we missed a couple things, but we had to find a balance between, you know, being able to do something and not putting ourselves and others in a situation where, you know, we can catch or spread something there. So it's like a balancing game you got to do if you're going to travel and do all that stuff. And same thing goes for any place. I just hope the takeaway is that Universal doesn't get relaxed on all these rules. So I'd love for them to just continue this very, very, you know, strict guidelines and enforcing and having all these people around the park that are doing this. I think that's going to be the best weapon that they have in order to continue doing business throughout this year.
Well, I don't see them shutting down. I don't see them reducing what they're doing until there is no risk of them being shut back down by any type of governmental body. So whenever that goes away, whenever that possibility goes away, then you can start seeing things relaxing. But until then, they're not going to take any chances.
No.
And anybody listening knows this is my soapbox issue.
Oh, I know.
You know, I'm stuck in the same four walls every day, so I'm going to moan about Summit as soon as I get the chance.
And with Lee, so.
No, I'm at work most of the time, thank you.
Otherwise, I'd be stuck behind bars. Yes. Anything else to say about Seth's?
No, I think we've
things?
spent 20 minutes talking about the same thing.
Well, that's what editing's for, dear. Got to keep you busy somehow.
I hate early closures. That's all.
Yes. Yes. And that was what I was going to say was a positive about the restaurants opening 7 days a week is it'll space out. It gives more time for people to go. So
you hope that's how it'll be.
Well, yeah. So
it works both. It works both ways.
I'm trying to be positive. Oh my God. Right. Anyway, moving on. We have an email question from Jeremy. I'm going to say Frobel. I hope that's correct. If it's not, please let me know. About annual passes. So
this is going to be an easy question.
Okay. Hey guys, love the show. I've got a question for any of you who can answer. So I absolutely love Universal. That is good. That's a very good start. And I love getting to visit it any chance I get. In the past, this has been very hard due to my age, but now I'm at a point where I can take more trips down there and enjoy myself. I've recently been looking into purchasing an annual pass for UUOP. The way I see it, this would allow me to go multiple times throughout the year and would save me money. I'm very concerned about making it to specific events, for example, Halloween Horror Nights, Mardi Gras, Christmas, ride grand openings, park grand openings. Obviously, this is something that is very difficult to do if I'm planning on a trip-to-trip basis. I figure with an annual pass, I can make this a lot easier and not spend nearly as much. The pass I have my eye on is a Premier Pass holder. Reason being because it says there are no blackout dates and it has various perks like free nights of HHN. My question to you is, would you consider this pass worth it? Would you advise someone in my position to purchase this pass? If not, do you have any other recommendations? Thanks you all so much. Jeremy. If you can afford the pass and you're going to go that often, buy the pass.
Yes.
I would modify that and say get the preferred, but that's just me.
Are there there isn't blackout dates on them, is there? I've got the preferred
No
pass.
blackout dates. If you have the extra, if you have like the extra money to spend, then right now it's kind of cool that they did, change some features of it, but like not having Halloween Horror Nights, it's kind of a bummer there. I know a lot of people use that. So
the thing is,
if it was me, I'd probably get preferred.
Yeah, I would agree, because if he's planning trips for Halloween Horror Nights, he's going to need more than one night, and you only get one night free with a Premier Pass. So you're going to buy a multi-night ticket anyway, so that pass isn't going to be worth what it
potentially
could be, yeah.
And the only thing that it could help with, and it depends on where he lives, and how often he's going to be coming. So is that express after 4? If he lives close enough where he can just kind of pop in here and there, and then that express after 4 will be worth it. But if he lives far enough away that he has to stay overnight at hotels and things, then probably not worth the extra expense. It also depends on how much merch and things he's going to buy, because the increased discount. So there are other factors to take into account. But if it's just blackouts that you're worried about, preferred is definitely the better deal. And I agree with the HHN thing, especially with us not knowing what's going to happen this year with that benefit at all.
Regardless, even just looking at a normal year, that benefit isn't really, even if you look at it for anybody, even a resident, that a one night ticket isn't really much benefit.
I think it depends if you just want to go check out Halloween Horror Nights and just go one time, right? If you're psychopaths like us, it's not really beneficial, right? Because we'll grab like a Rush of Fear pass or something else to go multiple nights. So like in that case as well, Premier doesn't really work out that well for me.
If you're only going for one night, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, so I've and ahed over getting an annual pass for a few years now, even coming for like a 2-week trip. Back in 2013, we came over for 3 weeks, and I kind of looked at it then, and I did the maths for it, and it didn't really work out. Having now got one, if you're planning even one trip for it at least a week, the annual pass will pay for itself.
Yeah.
If you've got a car and you're traveling from an off-site hotel, you're gonna make your money back just on parking fees alone, plus your merch discount, plus your food discount. Yeah.
I could tell you right now, unless there's a promotion, which they generally do have some type of promotional ticket, such as buy 2 days, get 2 days free, or sometimes it's even buy 2 days, get 3 days free. So unless there's some type of good promotion like that, I can tell you right now that if you have to buy a standard 4-day ticket without a promotion, it's cheaper to get the annual pass at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you got that deal from last year, was it buy 1 day, get the rest of the year free?
Yeah.
For Florida residents. Yeah, that was for Florida residents.
But even so, I don't know.
That promotion ruined my empty park experience. Let me just tell you that. I hope they don't do that one again.
Hated it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart bleeds for you.
I know it does, Lee.
No, it really doesn't. Like all these people went. Oh, it was far too busy. That day I went to Universal. Oh, I couldn't handle it. Like I would just love to sit cross-legged in the middle of Islands of Adventure and just take it in at this point, and I can't.
I know.
We watched. I've kind of been all right with it recently, and then we watched Jackie Super Enthused latest update from the parks, and it's the first time I've proper sort of really realised how much I missed the fact that I didn't get there like the back end of last year, and probably don't even know whether we're going to get there this year. It really kind of bummed me out because it hit me for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah. Well, hopefully everything pans out and we're able to do your trips as well as our weekender.
Yes.
Let's just hope.
Well, it'll happen.
It'll come around.
Whether it's this year or next year, it will happen.
The thing is, really, there's no point in getting all upset and het up over it. It's the whole world's in the same situation. It's just...
No, they're not. Chris and Michelle get to go all the time. So they don't even know our heartache. Michelle can walk there. It's not that far.
I would really love to go to Italy. I'm sorry, but my trip's been canceled twice. So I experience heartache too, just maybe not the same heartache.
It's not the same.
Really, we aren't even allowed to leave our own towns. Lee's got a pass in the car.
I've actually got a letter in the car that if I get pulled over by the police, I can go, see, suck it, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
In
Please
fairness,
send
I'm
me
if
home
you're
instead.
pulling me over, why are you out, sir, on the road at 8:30 in the morning? It's like, if you really think that I'm out because I just want to be out, you're mental at this time of the morning.
That's a perfect time to just go out for a drive then, just to get out the house. Loophole.
During commute.
Yeah, Jeremy, in answer to your question, yes. Yes,
just do it. You won't regret it.
If you're going...
And maybe start with the preferred, because you can always upgrade.
That's
Okay.
true.
So
Yeah.
start with the preferred, and if you decide that you need to, or see that it's cost effective to do so, then upgrade it.
So how does that work then, Michelle? You just go to guest services?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go to the guest services or call.
Then do you pay the difference?
You just pay the difference. Mm-hmm.
Right. So say if you got the preferred and you used 3 months of it and decided that you would upgrade, pay the extra, but still only get like the 9 months that were left.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
I will throw in one little wrench in there.
Oh God, here we go.
And it happened to me, so I just want to, in case anybody else is going to do it.
No, that's good.
Right. On renewal, obviously, you get like a really nice discount. So that's always a perk for renewing.
Yes.
But if renewal, so 1 year we were debating whether we wanted 2-park or 3-park. So we ended up just getting the 2-park. And they told us you can always upgrade to the 3-park later on. Okay, cool. When we went to go upgrade to that 3-park, we had to pay the difference on a full price, not the discounted price.
Okay.
That's good to know, actually.
So, and that was like a difference of a couple $100 for 2 passes.
Yeah.
So if you're going to renew, you're getting a nice discount. Make sure you jump on whichever pass you want for that year, because you will lose out on money if you try to upgrade.
Okay.
Okay.
You mean before renewal? Upgrade it before renewal?
No. Like on renewal, right? So like your pass is up, you have a 3-park and you're like, I want to do a 2-park. Maybe I'll do 3-park later.
Yeah.
So.
But for Jeremy's point of view, it doesn't really matter at this point because it's his first
Right.
pass, so he's just testing the water.
Because I've upgraded my pass three times. I started with the seasonal and then needed to do a trip where it was during blackout dates, and I did that 3 times until I got to preferred. And never had any issues. I'm sticking with preferred because I'm just gonna go. That's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So and you can always contact your favorite travel agent to buy that annual pass if you want to.
That's
I
true.
didn't realize Robin did Universal stuff.
So you're
Yeah. We'll
So
talk
much
later, Michelle. Don't
Tracy-
worry.
That was
Yeah.
a burn right there.
Tracy, you know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Ow!
I'll make my list.
Good.
Oof. So thanks for that, Jeremy. Right. We have a couple of birthdays. So let's start. There's only 2. Who's this?
Only 2, but they're 2 very important ones.
They are 2 very important ones.
One is.
No,
Wow.
Tracy.
Wow.
I'll add myself to the list.
In fairness,
What is
Michelle has
happening
assumed.
here?
Michelle has
We just
assumed.
knock
Michelle
everyone
has
down.
assumed. This is true. She's assumed she's on the list.
Why is this crap on Michelle Day?
Oh, it's not just day.
Oh
my gosh.
I'm just gently teasing.
I did warn you, Michelle. Hazing, remember?
Oh, here's it. I hadn't started then.
I've been around way too long to still be hazed.
You haven't. This is only your 3rd official show, is it? Or 5th, maybe?
Anyway. So, 21st of January, we have our lovely, very own Michelle's birthday. Happy birthday, Michelle!
Feliz cumpleaños!
I don't want to hear it from Lee. He doesn't wish me a happy birthday at all.
He just wishes you a birthday.
I know, right? He just wishes me to be 40. He doesn't care that it's my birthday at all.
Are you 40?
Is it the big 40?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
Whoa.
even know that. Oh, God, you make me feel old now.
I remember
I don't
40.
wish you a happy birthday.
Wow. And you were able to figure out the microphone and everything?
Whoa! Chris, you want to be careful, kidder.
Alexa.
Yeah, but Chris is only like 25.
Don't worry, I'm just trailing by 5 years. It's okay.
Wow.
I'll be there one day.
That's all right. That's all right. I won't think of any of you while I'm sitting on the nice sandy beach at Discovery Cove celebrating my birthday.
Oh, I couldn't care less. I hope you get... No, I'm not going to say that. That would have been nasty.
On the 27th of January, it's the lovely Julie Clyde's birthday.
Happy birthday, Julie.
Happy birthday, Julie.
But it's a big one for Julie. I am not going to mention which big birthday it is, but...
Well, I love you, Julie. Unlike
I
these
do.
people who don't love me.
I love you, Michelle. You know that.
We girls are supposed to stick together, Tracy.
The silence from
I've been
me and
around
Chris
Lee
is
too long. That's a problem.
deafening.
I don't want to get involved in anything.
No.
I'm just watching the game play out.
You're in trouble too, Chris.
That's why I stayed quiet.
Just guilty by association, Chris,
No,
apparently, because you're male.
No. He made the technology.
Oh, he did, in fairness.
Yeah, not letting that get forgotten.
It was a
Go ahead and do
compliment. I was excited that you were able to do that.
Go ahead to the ad break so I can text Alexa.
Yeah, well, speaking of ad breaks, let's go and have an ad break.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffula Trees in Seuss Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than wands and potions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs, earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a You Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts Vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rated customer service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you want to go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
And welcome back. So I hope you had a good break there.
That was a great ad break.
Yeah.
It was.
I enjoyed
love
that
that.
one.
I love that company. They're so great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not so happy about the company.
Wow. Someone's salty. Michelle, do you fancy spewing?
No, Velocicoaster hasn't
I
opened yet.
kind of do.
Actually,
Can't you say it without thinking?
holy
Jesus. Jeff, I hope you're sitting down.
wow.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
you broke the dam,
All right,
and that's
I'm-
it. Yeah.
I'm going to get this back on track with some
Yes.
happiness, okay?
Good.
Okay, so a spew is a good thing.
Yes.
Although this episode doesn't sound very positive, this part is going to be positive. So on my last trip, this was back in December, I was there with just Audrey, my 20-year-old daughter, who hadn't been to Universal in a couple of years. So she had not done Hagrid's yet. So it was really that was my big thing. I had to get her on Hagrid's. But of course, that was during the time when, which we pretty much still are, where you had to have a virtual queue to get on it. So first day, of course, we show up and it's in the afternoon already, no virtual queues. I teach Audrey how to check for them. And so we're kind of both constantly on our phones looking for these passes, right? For the whole 3 days that we had tickets to the parks, we were trying to get them. So it was our second night there. The parks were about an hour, not even an hour from closing. And we hadn't gotten on yet. So we pretty much thought the next morning is our last chance. And the chances are slim, right? We might not get her on Hagrid's. And I was pretty bummed about it. So I go up to the entrance of Hagrid's, not the front entrance, but the entrance where you can actually get in the line. And I had no intentions of trying to butter this person up whatsoever. I literally just went up to him and said, hey, do you know if they're going to be doing the virtual queue morning again? He said, He said, yeah, most likely yes, but they don't really decide until the morning. And he said, have you ridden it before? And I said, I have, but my daughter over there hasn't. I said, I was actually here for the opening day and stood in line for 8 hours to ride this thing, but she's never been on it. And we've been trying for 2 days now to get virtual queues, and we just aren't having any luck. And he said, well, where's your daughter? I pointed her out. He said, go get her and come back. It's like, really? He said, yeah, go ahead, go get her and I'll let you in. I was like, what? Are you serious? He said, yeah, go ahead. So I went and grabbed her. And of course, Audrey and I were squealing like little bitty girls, so excited that he was letting us into Hagrid's. And it was at night, which is like the best time to ride,
yes, it
right?
really is. What time are we talking?
It was probably, the park probably closed at 9. So it was probably like 8:30
So
by
it was
this
pretty
time.
dark at that point as well then.
Oh, pitch black.
Awesome.
So he let us in the line, and I was so excited I didn't get his name. And we ran in, of course. So we get on the ride in like 30 minutes. The park's closing in about 10 minutes by the time we get off. And of course, Audrey loved the ride. It was amazing. And Audrey also has a medical bag. I should have mentioned that. She's diabetic. So we get to keep her medical bag with us when we go on the rides. And when we get on the ride, walk us over to a special locker to put our stuff in. So she had her medical bag. So when we got off, that person that had helped us with the locker was like, oh, did you love it? And we were like, oh my God, it was so amazing. And she goes, you want to go again?
What?
Whoa.
Huh. Yes.
Whoa.
How does this never happen when we're around?
I was like, are you serious? And she goes, yeah. She said she closed my locker back, and her name was Rose. I got her name this time.
Oh, wow.
She was like, yeah, come on. And so literally she walked us right back to the front of the line, and we got on the ride again. And this time, not only did we get on the ride, we got on the front row. So we got to ride Hagrid's twice at night and on the front row, all within a span of 30 minutes. And
awesome.
We walked off of that ride walking on air. It was amazing. We air hugged Rose because I was like, if I could, I would hug you so tight right now.
Having ridden Hagrid's at like 10 p.m. front row, yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh my goodness. I just couldn't believe it. You know, that right there goes to show when you're not a jerk and you're not trying to get your way and you're not trying to be sneaky or anything, you're just being a nice person and you're nice to team members, you just never know what they're willing to do for you. And that was such a magical experience. Probably the most magical experience I've had at Universal ever. So thank you, Rose.
Yeah, and the person she
You're
can't
awesome.
remember.
I have no idea how amazing that was.
That is so cool. How nice is that?
Was.
I don't know, but I'm taking her out next time we go. This is the problem now. By doing this, all we're doing is like spotlighting all these amazing team members that anybody listening to be like, oh yeah, Rose, right? Okay, I remember Hagrid's. Oh, well, you know, we haven't been able to get on the last 4 trips we've been here, and she's so bummed out, you know. Come on then. It's funny, you're the 6th person today that said that.
Right?
You don't listen to UUOP.
I'm sure they can tell when someone's, you know, just trying to pull one over on them. We weren't trying at all.
And that's usually when you get them, though, isn't it? That's, you know, if you go looking for it. That's why we always say when people, you know, if it's my birthday, well, I get this, that, and the other, right? You might. Right. If you go looking for it, you won't. But if you just go about your day, you might do.
Yep.
Awesome.
It was incredible. And I conquered 2 fears. So I rode the bike side again, which I kind of swore I wouldn't do again because it does scare me. And I rode on the front row, which normally I don't want to do. But I mean, I had the opportunity to do it at night, front row, and on the bike. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And it was awesome.
Good girl.
Everybody, we are one step closer to Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah. Hey, Lee said Velocicoaster without thinking about it tonight. Miracles are happening.
Right?
Come on, October.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
I'm so pleased that happened for you. And Audrey, obviously. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
she loved it.
Cool. Chris, fancy telling us some stuff about Mardi Gras?
Oh, yeah.
It's not
you hungry?
Always.
Always.
Oh,
Have you met me?
Good, because I got some food for you.
Yes.
So Universal Orlando has released the first information about this year's Mardi Gras at the resort. And as part of it, they will be hosting the International Flavors of Carnival. And now this will feature authentic cuisines inspired by the most iconic carnival festivities across the globe. This first ever event will take place daily at Universal Studios Florida from Saturday, February 6th, and continue all the way through really special day, Sunday, March 28th, which is my birthday.
Aww.
So, they stopped it for me. That's what it was.
Does Mardi Gras normally start at the beginning of February or earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it hadn't been going long when we came over last year then? Because we came over on the 15th.
It was pretty much towards the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't realize that we were that close to the beginning.
Yeah. So guests will enjoy an eclectic global food fest. Yeah, it's fest. With more than 70 delectable dishes and beverages from 13 locations around the globe. This culinary journey will feature iconic Cajun fare and traditional carnival flavors from across the globe, including...
Here we go. Let's pronounce... Let's a range of foods that no one can pronounce now.
Well, you gave me the right one, my friend.
I know.
So from Puerto Rico, we have pernil and mofongo.
What is it?
We have picadillo empanadas, we have quesitos, and we have piña verde.
All right, go on. Now translate.
Pernil and mofongo is, so pernil is pork, and mofongo, it sounds weird. It's delicious. It's like plantains that are mashed up. They're cooked, but they're like mashed up, and then they put like a bunch of garlic and other spices, and they put the pork in there, and it's all mashed up together.
I think you've just made Tracy drool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know empanada.
Picadillo empanadas are just like empanadas with ground beef in there, but different spices. Quesitos, I'm not. I mean, I don't know if it's the same thing I'm thinking of, but like rolled cheese. So, quesitos.
Okay.
And piña verde is pineapple served
green.
Puerto Rican style. Yeah. Served green.
Yeah.
They put green eggs and ham all over it.
In New Orleans, we have... Why have you given me this?
Because I know how much you love them all.
The crawfish boil. Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
You're all right. A beignet. As long as it's better than the only one I've ever had.
No, you had one. We had them, last year.
Very
we got
good.
the beignets last year. They were all right, but they're still now flash.
I don't remember them.
Yeah, we did have them.
Twisted taters. I still haven't had one. Don't care if everybody keeps saying the rubbish. I still want to try one.
Jade had about
Get a double
Yeah,
fried.
but I was going to say,
We
but
did,
thanks to Chris, double fried.
We took your advice, and every time Jade had one last year, we got them double fried.
And jambalaya. And I love jambalaya.
There's no king cake.
This is just a selection. It's not the whole thing.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
These are not the whole menus.
I would like the whole menu, please. I demand that for a show.
Well, wait until the end, and Chris will tell you where you can find it.
Okay.
Chris is going to tell me where to go.
No, so he didn't tell you where to find it.
Go down the street, make a left.
All right. And from Trinidad and Tobago, we have Palori. And yes, I looked up how to pronounce that. Palori pineapple Trini Chow, Queen's Park Swizzle, and
What the hell is
Carib
that?
Lager.
I want to know what a Queen's Park Swizzle is.
I'll just get a
I
list
know,
of the phone.
right?
Sounds like a cocktail.
It probably is, you're right, yeah.
I know over here, going back to the 80s and early 90s, would say swizzle on this.
I don't think that
It
means
is, it is a drink. Sugar, simple syrup, mint, white rum, lime juice. Okay. It's like
That's
a,
a bit
like a
mojito.
white sour. And mojito.
Okay. Oh, it's me again. Featured flavours from other regions. From Spain, we have a paella mixta. From Belgium, we have Belgium Liege waffles.
That's Liège.
Is it?
Yes, because I know the football
Legion
team's
waffles.
called
Well,
Standard
why aren't you
Liège.
reading anything then?
Because I talk
Clever
enough.
From the Bahamas, jerk chicken.
I'm sure he is.
From Brazil, Chris, how do I say that one?
Moqueca de camarão.
Ah, what's that
Oh,
then?
yes, moqueca cadabra.
Mocha cake.
Moqueca is I think it's supposed to be like what do you call it? Like a ceviche, kind of like it's like a dish with like a bunch of fish and not fish, but like seafood, and I think rice is in there. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with this one.
No, I won't be familiar with that one at all.
I'm going to look it up while you Well, Michelle continues.
Yes.
Okay. From Cuba, we have Cuban sandwiches, my favorite thing ever. Canada, beef short rib poutine. Italy,
Ooh.
cannoli.
Uh-huh.
Colombia, carnitas arepas. France, poached pear creme brulee crepe. Ooh,
That sounds
poached
good.
pear
That sounds
creme
good.
brulee crepe. That sounds very good.
That's a good one.
And as usual, the tasting lanyard will be available to learn more about Mardi Gras 2021 international flavors of Carnival. Visit universalorlando.com/Mardi Gras.
Right. Moqueca de Camaro is
Camaro? Something in a car.
coconut shrimp stew.
Nope, you can keep that one.
Coconut
Ugh.
stew.
There you go.
Yep, nope. Coconut and shrimp, my two nemesis. But anyway, carry on, as you were.
So other things that will be available as part of this year's Mardi Gras celebrations will be a fleet of pirate treasure themed floats that will be on display throughout the park, along with a collection of Universal's classic Mardi Gras floats.
Pirate treasure theme floats?
No, they were the ones that were there last year.
Are
Yeah.
Yes.
they? Okay. I'm still gutted then. I'm still going to say I love pirates.
Yeah.
Looks
They're
like a
pretty
good event this year. Do you not think?
I haven't finished
I know
it,
not
so I don't
finished,
know.
but you know, I'm just saying.
It's not what it's normally. It's
No,
not what it's
obviously.
supposed to be. But yeah, they seem to be doing a decent job under the circumstances.
So on
Kind of cool
top,
having them around to get close to them and
Yes.
to be able to take
pictures and like
decent pictures.
see details.
Yeah. As well as that, you can enjoy street entertainment, roving musicians, beads, and more throughout the theme park.
That's interesting. It says beads. I wonder what they mean.
Beads.
Yeah, but
Probably
how?
just team members handing them out.
Yeah. But
Just
how
like
does
tossing them to the
see, that's the thing though? You're trying to keep not wanting to go back onto COVID, but just very briefly, when you're trying to eliminate hand-to-hand contact,
Maybe they're all individually bagged.
either is that is a possibility.
Or they just toss them to you, like as you walk by.
But then you still hand-to-hand contact. You still
Oh,
potentially.
you know what? They're all going to be on stilts, just like the Who's were during Christmas. So they'll all be on stilts, and they'll probably just like drop them down to you.
That doesn't stop them having
Hands-
hold of
they'll have
something
had-
and then you
right.
getting it
If
after them.
If they've sanitized their hands and they then have hold of a sanitized product, there is no problem from their side. The risk is
Yeah.
all to them.
Yeah.
They'll probably
it'd be
have
the
some
same
type of gloves on.
Yeah.
Even so, I mean, even if they were individually wrapped, you still have the same problem,
Exactly.
right? Because you're going to
Yeah.
grab
How
a
many-
wrap bag. So
Yeah. So,
And that's never been the issue. They hand us glasses when we get on the 3D rides.
Fair enough.
that too.
And
I
those go
wouldn't
right
know.
on
I
our
haven't
face.
been for a year.
let's just hope people are smart and don't like run into huge crowds trying to get beads.
That's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
problem.
God.
Having witnessed
That's the biggest problem I see.
it Jesus, I think I described it as the zombie apocalypse from both sides. It was weird.
They may well have something like a queue system to go and collect your beads. Something.
not
I
the
know it's
same,
not the
is it? It's
same, but
pants.
people then still have the beads that they want. They'll
Yeah.
have
Or
something
Or maybe
in place.
that'll be part of the treasure hunt.
Maybe.
We will see. It will be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. So you also join the excitement at Music Plaza stage. Head over to this outdoor courtyard environment to snag a selfie with one of the 3 floats around the stage and grab a table and relax with some good eats under dazzling lights.
I like the fact that they've put tables and chairs in that green area in
Yes,
front of
yeah.
there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
There's never anywhere to sit when you grab your food from
Yes.
the Mardi
Yeah.
Gras food tent.
I've said for years that area's set up
people
ideally
just
for that
usually
sort
like
of thing.
camp out on their door and they're like sat
I
down
know, but
on
some
the
of us,
floor.
once we sit
but
on the floor, we can't get back
yeah,
up.
we're too old for that crap now.
Oh, and we were freezing our butts off too. It
Well,
sucked
that's
having to sit down on that cement.
Yeah.
There's also the Mardi Gras tribute store to explore. So let the good times roll with exclusive in-park merch and photo ops in themed rooms. A hopping jazz parlour straight out of the 1920s with dueling pianos and bellowing brass. Awesome.
I hope they actually have dueling piano
yeah.
players. Not that I'm going to get to see. Like,
A
but
flower-filled nautical cemetery where many sea captains were laid to rest.
interesting.
A waterfront warehouse where all manners of smuggled treasures and trinkets are stashed. And if you grow hungry from your travels, you can purchase fresh pastries and other treats.
Of course, because that's the
course.
staple of that tribute
Yeah.
store now, isn't it? All the crap to spend your money on at the end.
I wonder if they're going to have anything jelly on lights, because we have
The beating hearts for Horror Nights last year was so
and
cool.
the Christmas tree lights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I wonder what this year's light jellies are going to be. They're going to have to do it. People are going to expect it now.
I love
I
the
do.
tribute store.
I know I do.
Yes. And as I mentioned previously, there will be a Mardi Gras scavenger hunt and special food and drink offerings in City Walk and at Universal's hotels.
So just as a heads up, Universal Orlando continues to implement its enhanced health and safety procedures and guidelines focused on screening, spacing, and sanitization, the 3 S's. And those practices will be applied to all experiences taking place during Mardi Gras 2021.
Yeah. Again, they're doing what they can. They're still managing to put on one of their marquee events, but keep it relatively COVID friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will continue to praise them until they stop doing it, and then I will call them out.
It's just such a shame that people if this was their the first trip to Universal for Mardi Gras, that they're not going to get to experience it fully because
I know, but they're getting the best they can in the circumstances, and they did Christmas differently, and they'll have learned things from that, and obviously they're adapting that because now the floats are going outside and.
Well, the only thing they're really missing is the parade itself, but they're still getting the floats and the beads, so...
It's not the same though, is it?
Well, it's that or nothing.
Well, it's not that or nothing.
Well, it is really. Everything could be closed and gone. I
want to ride a parade float again.
Well, if you go to sit on top of the car, I'll drive it round.
I was going to say, decorate your car.
You got beads to throw.
Yeah?
I have, you're right.
Yeah, there you go. Make your own little Mardi Gras at home.
Here.
Make your own parade.
Yeah, I hope this is the last COVID-friendly event we see at Universal. And not in a way that, not just because they go, we're just going to do it. I mean, because it's safe to do it.
I will not be the bearer of bad news then.
Why? Because Florida's a show.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm hoping with you, buddy. I'm hoping with you because I hate it. So
it's going to be this. We kind of speculated last year about Halloween Horror Nights, and I think we never really expected it to go ahead properly. Even once we knew COVID was a thing, we never really expected Horror Nights to go ahead properly. This year's a different story because the world's adapted to it. People are ignoring it, but the world has adapted to it to a certain point. The theme parks have adapted to it. So whether we get to go this year is going to kill me if Halloween Horror Nights 30 goes ahead, as it should be, and we should have been there, but either don't feel comfortable or can't get there because the States might be normal. But this country might be in a mess, and our country goes, do you know what? We're not letting people travel out yet. And I will cry.
Are you guys allowed to travel out right now or not at all?
Nope.
Not at all. I think
so
the travel windows have all been...
You cannot book a ticket to go anywhere.
No, I think all of our travel corridors have just closed in the last couple of days, actually. But things are going to change because the vaccinations are here. We're rolling them out now.
Yes, they've just amped it up massively again, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, my age group, I don't expect to get it before August, September. And I don't know how long you have to wait before you can travel.
So nice you guys were able to get some over there.
There you go. COVID-19 travel guidance that was last updated on the 16th of January 2021. Under current UK COVID-19 restrictions, you must stay at home, you must not leave home or travel, including internationally, unless you have a legally permitted reason to do so. So there you go. No, I can't leave this godforsaken country if I want.
On a high note. Nice.
But that says it should be keeping everybody safe.
We should have done, to be quite honest, it should have been like this a year ago.
Yes. Anyway.
Yay!
Well done, Lee.
Happy COVID.
Right back around.
But yes, Mardi, I've become I'm a Horror Nights guy through and through.
Never.
Right. But I really want to go back to... I really want to go. Because I feel like even though we were out last year, I feel like I got stiffed a little bit because we never got that last night.
Yeah.
We got to have some of the food and we got to dance and listen to this stuff.
Freezing.
But it was freezing. We never got the parade. All the characters weren't out. We kind of got screwed on that last night. And
you want to redo?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You want to re-record in the studio again too?
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes. I would love to do that again. Yes.
See, I've only got Christmas left to mark off the list.
Get this vaccine kicked out. We'll do it this year. We'll do all of it this year. Broadcast studio in October. We might even get to do it in November. Ali sat listening going, I don't think so, mate, but whatever.
Who knows?
Yes, I mean, that's the problem now, isn't it? Who knows?
Yeah.
It's so open to, like, I don't know.
We just all have to do what we have to do. And the quicker we all do it, the quicker this hopefully is over.
And just sort children's passports out on
No,
the
we
off
don't.
chance
If they
that
haven't
we
got them,
might
they
go.
can't come with us.
See, we've ended on a high note.
Yes! Child-free vacations. That's the dream. Okay, we will end this show with another listener-submitted Universal is, and this one comes from Gareth Jones. So if you want to be involved, all you have to do is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com or send it via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, carrier pigeon, cake box, whatever you feel, and what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Gareth says Universal is really far away.
Way to bring it down, Gareth.
Oh. See you next week.
Guess that wraps things up for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at UUOpodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@UUOpodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.